Welcome once again to Working. Can you see me? Probably not well. It's a little dark. I am finally on my way to a very big job. We're just starting today. After so many delays, we have been waiting to start this job for so long. It was originally supposed to happen in June. It is now the very end of November as we are recording this episode. So, yes, pushed back a very long way, and it's a big one, so we were trying to make room for this. It's kind of one of those things that you have to deal with in construction where you're trying to get your schedule going, and you have big jobs for big clients that you want to make sure you have time for, but then you block out that time, and then when the job doesn't happen when it was supposed to happen, you find yourself kind of in a bit of a pickle, because you have this big, you know, like this job will probably take a couple months, and you had this big block of time saved for that, and then if it doesn't happen, it just throws everything into disarray. So we've had a lot of issues throughout the summer trying to make room for this job, and then when the job didn't happen. Anyway, we are finally starting the job. They are digging right now, and I am heading out there. It is kind of right near the Canadian border, which is interesting. I'm hoping that my cell phone doesn't switch to Rogers wireless up there. They always try to do that when I'm near the border. They try to throw me on a Canadian wireless company and then charge me for roaming. Anyway, it's going to be 12 foundations. We're going to start with 12 footings, obviously, but we probably won't pour all the footings at once. Oh my lord, this thing is right in my lane. Yo! So we'll probably set up 4 footings to start with and pour those, maybe 6. And then basically it's a race against the weather. We want to try to get this stuff, or at least all the footings done and some of the walls done before we start getting some bad freezes. Might be getting snow and ice and all that stuff as we get into December. So we need to get this stuff on the ground and ready to go. So finally, the big job has started, and we'll probably be on this one for a few episodes on Working. I think we're almost here. According to the GPS, we're on Oleander. Let's see.
Go past the street, then turn left onto Oleander Drive.
Yes, ma'am. This is Blaine.
Turn left onto Oleander Drive.
Okay.
Then the destination is on your left.
This is the furthest towards the Canadian border you can get in Washington without being in Canada. Actually, that's not totally true, because there's Point Roberts where you have to go over the Canadian border.
The destination is on your left.
Okay, shut up, Siri.
Arrived.
I don't think she sent me to the right place. Oh, maybe. There's also Point Roberts where you have to go over the Canadian border, and then you have to loop around, and there's like this, as the name would suggest, a point of land that extends down below the 49th parallel. Okay, so I think we're starting here. Oh, let's take a look. We got our lumber packs, which is good. It's interesting that they have 2 lumber packs. Oh, there are 2 houses here. I didn't even realize that. Okay. Huh. Well, this one's not done, obviously. But that one is, I think. The excavator is going to be here at some point this morning. Meet with them. I guess they were hitting some bad fill in one of them. This one doesn't look too bad. Wow, it's very close to this existing house. All right. Well, I'm gonna wait for Justice, and we'll get going. Hopefully he picked up the plans he was supposed to. So how many plans did they have?
It's a whole roll of vellum plans. I'm assuming it's one for each one.
we've got all 12?
I don't know.
And the plot plans are in there? Oh, they're all waterproof. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. They sprung to do. Got cold. It used to be about like 3 degrees.
It's still not as cold as it should be for this time of year. I don't see any plot plans in here. Or are there?
That's all I saw.
Huh. Waterproof foundation.
All day at Milligan.
No. Here's a plot plan. So they have full-size plot plans too, which is interesting, but there's only one as far as I can see. I don't even know if there are property pins for this far one in the corner anyway. But we also... Oh, yeah. We're going to need to set lines on the other property lines eventually, but I guess we'll see what happens with this first one on lot number 8. And it's also annoying because we have to hike all our material back there. The first one was okay, though?
Yeah, I hit a clay layer, and then like there's a couple spots that I had to go like a little, like it's like 3-4 inches deeper, like in that corner over there.
So this is all one level, except there's a couple spots where it's a little deeper.
Yeah, and like this corner, like I didn't have enough gravel to fill in this corner.
Why'd you even have gravel here? I didn't even realize you had any out here.
They had gravel for the silt fence.
Oh, okay.
And I stole some.
Threw some in there.
A stump hole in the middle there, and then this was like a gnarly, like which leads to this vein of like I'm starting to get into some sand.
Yeah, I can see that
there.
corner doesn't look too bad.
And so, but I'm like this darker stuff still has a lot of root matter.
So this is all supposed to be undisturbed, as far as I knew.
No, we talked to the developer. He says there's like anywhere between 3 to 5 feet of topsoil across this whole thing.
Why? That doesn't make any sense.
From that.
Oh, they just okay.
They didn't. They said they just. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that's not going to work. I wonder if they're going to actually bring rock in, maybe.
Well, that's what Levi is working a price to. We'll bring in our other our 230 and our hoe pack for this machine, and we'll probably just sit there and dump material in and hoe pack it in. We'll weigh out the cost.
Yeah, I mean, I know they don't want to do 5 or 6 foot walls, but I guess they'll have to decide.
Well, they only have engineering for 4 feet.
Yeah, that's the thing too on the plans. And then if we have to stack 3 levels, that's...
Yeah, it's no bueno.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we'll start trying to bang it out. I think Ron's coming out around 9 or something to meet up with you guys.
Ron and Julia.
Oh, here's it. Here's number 8, Justice. Okay. Yeah, the Seahawks defense is finally seeming good. They kept Arizona to just 6 points. And they hadn't scored less than, you know, like 24 in the last 4 or 5 games. That's why they hired Mike McDonald, was for his defensive skills, and seems like they're finally rounding into shape. Oh man, the pin back here is way down, so I think I need a long one for here too. Yeah, maybe not. I've got a piece of steel. Hello? Yeah, we're trying to string out the property line for that one in the corner. I mean, there's some stakes, but I just want to make sure it's really tight on the sides. Yeah, I see they dumped for the first two on this end. And Jason is here. The second one isn't even done yet because they hit all that fill. So maybe in the far corner, it looks like they're starting to get into some sand. But yeah, he said, the developer said there's like 5 feet of topsoil throughout the entire thing. Yeah. Apparently it's all from the, the drain field they put out there, that big wetland area. They just threw all the soil up on the bank. Okay. Bye. Okay, so let's get a stake down. So this corner should be probably what we're going from, but we'll double check that. We also need to pull from the road, which is going to be annoying because we have the pile right in the way. But let's get some forms down and we'll get a corner, and then we'll start pulling. Need a better path through here. So this is the front of the garage. You can knock those together. I'll get this side. 29. So 2911.
One line.
This side is, well, that's the jog. Jog's in 3 feet, but that can be all knocked together. I'll cut a 2-footer and then I need 20 feet. You finally hit it? Have they said anything to you, Levi? Or they sound like they're willing to bring rock in? So you were saying it's only engineered to 4, so they at least need to put some in here. When Larry, who used to run the program, when this was initially supposed to go in June, yep, we had plans and everything. And before they lost funding, he's like, yeah, it's all 2-foot walls. It should be all undisturbed soil. That was his understanding. But then, yeah, I guess the developer did not tell them what was actually going on here.
Disclosed that they stripped all the topsoil off the pond and put it here?
Yep.
Yeah, so I imagine we're bringing at least some rock in to get them at least up to 4s.
What kind of rock?
Pit run. Yep. I mean, unless they want to do something. I mean, we put in whatever they want to.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't. They won't want to spend any more than pit run, I'm sure.
Yeah, who's got good pit run this time of year then? Nobody.
That's the thing. It's like
nobody has good pit run, period.
I know. You can't get a stake in, and then when you do, it won't stick. Like it won't.
Right,
yep. Yeah, we didn't bid for any steps either. So. I think everyone's going to have to be adjusting some things on this one.
Yeah, 100%.
Alrighty. And good news, I think it's supposed to rain like crazy later too. So.
Great.
They're still not even down. Look at, they're over 4 feet there.
I mean, being this retention pond must have caused all sorts of nonsense.
Yeah, Larry thought it was all undisturbed. That's what they told him initially. Okay, so this should be close to where it should be right there. We'll see. And I guess, well, I don't know if it's that stake or that stake, but so here we've got 1911. Check your weather, because I thought it wasn't supposed to be bad, but then Dad's like, no, there's going to be a huge thing coming in to Blaine.
9 all the way to 2.
Like how heavy?
Mid-range.
I thought it was just supposed to be in the morning. It does?
Yeah.
Well, that's totally changed from what it was this morning.
Big red blob.
Ow. Okay, so you can butt that in, put that on the end of that. I'll cut the side here, and then we'll start pulling lines. Oh, you probably need more nails. Or there's nails right there. So, as per usual, things are not going as planned. We have one dug, and it's not a bad dig. We bid this job to have 2-foot high foundation walls. That will be the case on this one. But what's happening is the excavator is running into a problem where it's all just fill. It's not undisturbed soil. As he's digging, you can't build a house on fill or topsoil. You can see all this really dark topsoil here. They've been digging down to try to get to undisturbed fill or undisturbed ground. They finally did way down here. They've got, you know, over 6 feet. We can't have walls that high. The engineering they have for this job only allows up to 4-foot high walls. They'd have to get everything re-engineered with different steel schedules. If we go any higher than that, I'm sure they don't want to pay us to stack, you know, 3 runs of forms. If we have to go up 6 feet high, all the extra steel, all the extra concrete. So now they're trying to figure out if they're going to, you know, dig it all out to 6-7 feet, however deep they have to go to get to undisturbed soil, and then bring rock in, pit run, which is irritating to have to work on, but whatever. You'd have to lay it down in courses, compact it as you go, get it up to at least to the point where we can have 4-foot walls, which still isn't ideal for us because we thought we were just going to get away with 2-foot walls here. So yeah, big snag. What that means is regardless, whatever they decide to do, we're not going to have any of these dug out and ready for us probably for another few days. So I thought we were ready to go and we were just going to be able to bang these out really quickly. Again, that is not the case. This job has been just the most frustrating thing in the world, just waiting for it to start. And now that it's started, we're having some issues, but we're going to work on this first one. But yeah, I wanted to show you the beginning of a new project, and that's what you're seeing. Oh, and the reason there's probably so much fill in here is that when they dug out this giant retaining pond for their wetlands, they probably took all of that dirt from there and piled it up on this bank. You can see where the woods is over there. That was probably kind of where the original ground level was. They piled all this up. The developer supposedly told them initially that there shouldn't be any fill in here, that it should all be undisturbed, but that's obviously not the case. So we're having to deal with it. Oh, got to move this quite a ways here. Hold on. still more. Okay, let me get this in. Alrighty. The rain hasn't really developed yet. They're saying they're gonna actually just like carve off a bunch of the topsoil off the entire development. So instead of doing individually with the digs, because since, I don't know, it's just, they're gonna have to haul out a huge amount of material, and then, I don't know, we might be waiting again to actually really get going. He said they might have 3 for us, which I was hoping they'd have 4. I don't know. The outside's done. I'll start knocking together the inside garage. We should have all the forms up by lunch, hopefully. And then, yeah, we should have this leveled up and steel tied up. I don't know if we'll get all the uprights in, but...
So you're gonna leave out the internal footings until the walls like we always do?
Yeah, and they want to combine some of those. I'll show you that later.
Yeah, I thought there were pads in between. That seems silly.
Well, we may still do the pads, but you know there's those 2 footings that stick out like 5-8 feet. They,
right next to each other.
yeah, they want to just make those into one. Getting to be close to lunchtime. Just got 2 more forms to shove in here, and then all the forms will be done. All the steel is laid in, not tied yet. We'll put cross pieces on. These 1x cross pieces. Probably after lunch. Stake the inside, level it all up, tie up the steel, tie the steel together, then tie up the steel. And then we have uprights. We'll see how far we get today. I think we'll pretty much get it all done. And that might be it for a little bit, because they have to come back and hog out a bunch of this dirt. I think they're gonna level down the entire thing before they even do the individual holes for the houses. And then they're gonna have to bring in a bunch of rock. They're gonna have to lay a bunch of stuff out. So we might not be able to just go. This week is gonna be kind of fits and starts, which is annoying, but we've been waiting this long. I guess we'll wait a little bit longer. Did I do that right? I think I did. Yep. Nodded that one. 10-6. Yep. This should be 3, or no, what is this jog? 4-6, does that sound right? Hopefully. Yeah. All right, last form. You do not hear B. Go hibernate. These new gloves, they're not as dexterous as I'm used to. Fumbling for nails. Okay, that's lunch. Well, she's all leveled up. The steel is tied together and tied up. We're laying out upright. Probably get these in. Probably finish this entire thing today. And then tomorrow, we will have nothing to do because they won't have anything dug out for us, which kind of sucks. All right, tying uprights. This shouldn't take long. 20 minutes maybe. I have no dexterity with these gloves right now. It's funny, like they don't seem like they're that much thicker than the gloves I typically would wear, but I cannot do anything with these on. Hopefully I'll get used to them. Ugh, it's taken me like twice as long for each one. And that's annoying. Just trying to pull nails out of my tool belt and it'd take me like 10 seconds to grab a nail. I may have to go back to the old gloves. I got these because they're supposedly warmer. Well, that's one done. Now we just have to do that 12 more times, but we're gonna be waiting on the digs. I'm not sure how much more we'll get done this week. It's actually Thanksgiving week, so we weren't probably not going to work on Thursday and Friday anyway. And if they're not going to have any more done for us tomorrow, we might only have one more day here. So I don't know when I'll record again. I might wait until we're working on some foundations, but we shall see. But as usual, things never go as smoothly as you think they're going to. Well, there you go, gang. That is the start of a very big job. 12 foundations that we're going to be setting up over the next couple months. Setting up and pouring. As per usual, things did not go exactly as planned. The digging is not going totally great. But we'll see. We'll be checking in on this job every once in a while. At least we were able to knock one out, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more this week. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are just finishing a long, hard day of work yourself, have an ice-cold bottle of delicious chocolate milk from me. I'll see you later.